Hello, my name's Gordana.
I'm Rihanna.
I'm Harry.
And I'm Kajal.
And today we're going to be talking about the Coca-Cola Small World Machines campaign.
I'll be talking about the creative idea.
I'm doing a creative proposition summary.
I'll do a discussion on competitors' media analysis and the target audience.
I'm going to do a table showing the media schedule.
I'll be talking about the rationale behind approach.
The models and theories will be discussed.
And the application of the models and theories.
And suggestions.
Coca-Cola is a soft drinks company with a range of different branded products under their name, such as Fanta and Sprite, in addition to their main soft drink Coca-Cola. The campaign we have chosen to analyse focuses on the Coca-Cola brand as a whole. The campaign they have created is an innovation project as part of their strategy to develop and expand the company's target audience in order to be ahead of their competitors within the soft drinks market. The Small World Machines advertisement campaign follows on from numerous other campaigns created by Coca-Cola based around the theme of bringing people together. Some of their previous campaigns are Share a Coke and Coke Hug Me Machine. This is Coca-Cola's Small World Machines advertisement campaign.
The relationship between India and Pakistan is one that has seen a lot of lows.
It's stressful, it's tense.
It seems it's not improving and it's getting worse.
It's only been 60 years that we have been apart. Before that, we were living harmoniously together.
I think all the strife would go away if you took away the barbed wires in the middle of the two countries.
It saddens me that we have this neighbor that we can't even go visit.
They have this perception which they've been ingrained in their heads that that's the bad guy. But when they actually meet them, they realize, you know what, he's just like me.
Mainly because there's no communication. They're near us, but we have no access to them. And it's sad, because together I think we would do wonders.
Creating an environment where young people can exchange ideas, thoughts, gestures, and take away that communication gap that exists.
If I have any opportunity to go to India, I'll surely go there.
The whole idea of actually touching hands, it's like communicating with each other without words, and that action speaks louder than anything else.
This is what we are supposed to do, right? We are going to take minor steps so that we are going to solve bigger issues.
It is more about, how similar we are as opposed to how different we are.
Togetherness, humanity, this is what we want. More and more exchange.
And now we're talking about the creative idea of the campaign. At the start of the campaign, you see that the citizens of India and citizens of Pakistan both talking, and they mention the amount of problems both nations have had for so long, and the fact that they've been quite distraught about this. And almost 60 years later, both nations have managed to come together, all with the help of Coca-Cola's Small World Machines campaign. In 1971, Coca-Cola taught the world to sing through its iconic Hilltop ad, and almost 40 years later, the brand invited the people of India and Pakistan, two groups used to living with conflict, to share a simple moment of connection and joy through the help of technology. Coca-Cola released this campaign only through social media, so it was not used on TV or billboards, and it was only through Facebook, Twitter and YouTube.
This campaign was basically to share a moment of happiness across two borders who have had problems for so long. The Small World machines provided a live communication portal linking people through a 3D touchscreen. So the live webcam basically a person in Lahore could see the person in New Delhi, and both citizens of both countries basically had to carry out various activities, including dancing in front of the webcam and doing hand gestures, movements. Little kids were involved, elders were involved, and after they had carried out this activity, each person was rewarded with a free Coke. Basically, the project connected people who were not exposed to each other on a daily basis. So the common man in Lahore would be interacting with the common man in Delhi. And during this campaign, Coca-Cola had actually given out a total number of 10,000 Cokes, which was part of their brand's larger mission to associate the product with happiness.
I'm now going to discuss Coca-Cola's main competitors. The soft drink industry is one that has been growing and present since the 19th century. The big names in the industry include Pepsi, Coca-Cola and Dr Pepper. Pepsi and Dr Pepper are Coca-Cola's main competitors. Soft drink consumers typically have a brand they are loyal to, so these companies have been striving to reach new audiences as a way to increase revenues. Firstly, Pepsi. Pepsi is one of the leading companies within the soft drinks and snacks and food marketplace. Pepsi announced it would invest $5.5 billion by 2020 to expand its operations in India, becoming the latest multinational giant big on India. It can be said that the reason Pepsi decided to do this comes as a result of Coca-Cola's strategy of expanding their target market to India and Pakistan, which is conveyed through the advertisement campaign produced by Coca-Cola, Small World Machines. Dr Pepper focuses majorly on the research and development of their company. This helps add to the market competitiveness of which they are in. They develop their products around their customers' wants and needs. This is a strategy they use to stay ahead of their competitors. In hope of increasing the company's sales, they increase their market spend by over 100 million. This positioning map shows the position of Coca-Cola and its competitors based on advertisement spend against customer awareness.
In this part of the presentation, I will be talking about the creative brief summary about how Coca-Cola created the Small World Machines campaign. The purpose of the campaign is actually to break down the barriers between Pakistan and India and get them to communicate once again. It also shows that Coca-Cola actually have a great influence in third world affairs through simple but effective movements such as the Coca-Cola Small World Machine campaigns. The competitive environment for Coca-Cola, as everyone knows, they are in the soft drinks industry. So in that industry, they're actually classified as a conglomerate, as they have majority of the market share, and they also set high barriers of entry within the industry, which makes it harder for other people to come actually into the industry because of the competitiveness of the environment. The actual objective of the campaign was to bring the two countries together and get them to communicate once again through the likes of this ambitious campaign created by Coca-Cola. The purpose of this actual campaign was to unite two countries that are familiar with Coca-Cola but are not on really good communication level at the moment. For the innovative idea of the Small World campaign, these two countries have now started building bridges between one another. There was actually a quote by the creative director of the actual Small World campaign, and he said that the insight that was a moment of happiness has the power to bring the world together once again.
I'll be discussing the choice of media and the frequency and the volume used in the Coca-Cola Small World Machines campaign. The campaign chose to be published solely using social media. The three channels that were used were YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. YouTube generated the most interest and had the most reach, gaining over 2 million views. To date, this is successful as it was only posted once officially by Coca-Cola in May 2013, which was 2 months after it. The Facebook frequency over 15 days had generated to over 1.5 million likes, but realistically it had reached more than that, as this is everyone who had just viewed it and liked it. There would have been more views overall. Twitter was not as successful, but in the same 15-day period, the Coca-Cola main page had received 34,000 followers more. It was posted once on Facebook and once on Twitter. This timeline shows the start of the campaign production was in March 2012, and it was scheduled to be completed and run by January 2013. This didn't go to plan due to security challenges, but managed to run successfully in March 2013. By April 2013, the team had calculated a total of 10,000 cans of Coke had been given for free during the campaign. The social media posts on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook had officially posted on May 19, 2013. This led to celebrity tweets and retweets. 6 months after the launch of the campaign, Leo Burnett Sydney, a hugely recognised advertising company, had won Best in Show and also won gold in the Digital Out of Home and Special Innovation categories at the Australian IAB Mix Awards. Although the campaign was held over half a year ago, it is still receiving recognition globally throughout social media.
I've been looking at the rationale behind the approach. So the whole purpose of this campaign was basically to bring both nations together, to show that we're all one and that we're all equal. The fact that Coca-Cola had actually used social media, including Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, so all the likes, the retweets and the viewings had actually shown Coca-Cola how many people they managed to reach out to. This campaign was actually aimed at all ages and of all class of Indians and Pakistanis. The whole purpose was to bring citizens of both countries to interact with one another through live webcam by doing various activities, and after they had finished this, they were rewarded with a free Coke. After this campaign, Coca-Cola actually wanted to make a movement in their market share. So they want to reinforce their sales. By a small study by Old Bridge 2013 actually showed that after their campaign, Coca-Cola in India went up to 58%, whereas Pakistan were at 30%. Coca-Cola were second to Pepsi in Pakistan. Coca-Cola have actually positioned themselves as one of the top global brands after their international campaigns. So obviously this campaign was one of their international campaigns. By looking at cognitive, which is brand awareness and brand acknowledgement, after this campaign, Coca-Cola would have actually, their brand would have actually gone up, and so they've attracted more customers. And looking at cognitive, which is purchase intention, so after people have seen this campaign, if they were out somewhere, like any citizens from both countries would actually think of the campaign and actually manage to buy a Coke. So the whole purpose of this campaign was to obviously bring both nations together, but at the same time to increase their market share.
Okay, this is the ADA model, and basically the reason why we've used this model is basically to see how Coca-Cola intends to impact its consumers and to see the purchase intentions of the consumers.
The chosen model of communication used was the Laswell's model of communication. This is a linear model which has 5 stages of communication and examines firstly who the communicators are, in what they say, in which way, to whom and with what effect. This model was chosen as, although it is rather old, dating to 1948, it is still relevant and applies to the communication.
I'll now be talking about the ADA model and the campaign. So the promotional methods used during the awareness stage is basically the fact that the campaign is used through social media in bringing 2 nations together. So the interest stage, basically the small world machine appeals to customers who are aware of the product already, and above the line is basically the fact that the campaign ad was attractive via the use of internet. The campaign also attracted not only actors but millions of people. And below the line, including product packaging, is basically Coca-Cola had kept the packaging the same, and people who already knew about the product and the sign and their various advertisements were already attracted to it. And during the desire stage, after watching the actual campaign, the product will, like, people would believe that the product will satisfy them in their own ways. And the fact that the advertising was persuasive, and because the Coca-Cola had used the vending machines, whereas their competitors such as Pepsi have not done this before. And during the action stage, Coca-Cola's sale promotion of giving over 10,000 free cans basically desires the audience to want to buy the product, whereas companies such as Nestle haven't given out this many free products before. And the advantages of the ADA model is basically that it helps Coca-Cola to guide their marketers to target a market effectively, and is also useful for Coca-Cola to be marketing individual products, such as this Coca-Cola product during the campaign. However, the disadvantages of the ADA model is that it could be inaccurate, and it's not useful for promoting a line of products. So if they were to promote more products, not just a simple Coke, then it could be difficult, and it may not be appropriate for all products.
I'll be talking about the application of the model to the Coca-Cola Small World Machines campaign. Taking Laswell's 5 stages and applying it to the Coca-Cola Small World Machines campaign, the who in the campaign would be the Indians and the Pakistanis who took part in the filming and communicating from New Delhi to Lahore, vice versa. The says what stage says a message being delivered overall was a message of peace and joy and to promote cultural understanding between the two countries used in the campaign. The channels used was the interactive technology between the communications, and it was communicated and displayed to the rest of the world using social media. The receiver of the campaign was the people on either side of the interactive vending machines, but on a larger scale was the people on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook who had viewed the campaign. The effect of the campaign was a wonderful collaboration of the culture between the two countries' shared moments, as well as broadening every viewer's knowledge on the differences between the countries. With these happenings, over time, it can be put aside. The gaps of this model are that there is no feedback stage to allow reflection on how the campaign performed, but conclusions can be made through feedback left on the social media.
This part is a suggestion for improvements part of the Coca-Cola Small World campaign. First, when we talk about media choices and how it's mainly promoted for the likes of Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. Such campaigns as this that have a good purpose and meaning behind them should have larger budgets, as Pakistan and India have been adrift for 60 odd years. Also, why was the campaign only just for Pakistan and India? It's understandable about obviously the conflict that the two nations have been having, but if the campaign was that successful, then they could have been impacted onto different campaigns in other countries, such as everyone knows the problems that have been going on with Palestine and Israel for many years now. A vast amount of people might have actually even heard of the campaign or actually seen it themselves. However, the actual Coca-Cola campaign could have been considered a trend, and trends can be easily forgotten. As many of you might remember, the Boney 2012 video went viral within minutes of its release. However, that is why the need of creative ideas such as the Small World campaign need to be more innovative and need to target more people so that people gain more awareness of the actual campaign and understand what the purpose is behind it with Coca-Cola. Interest was actually shown clearly by Coca-Cola, as they actually had their intention of making the campaign to bring some form of unity between the two, and also clearly by Pakistan and India, as they will both reciprocate to the idea of the actual campaign. Right, sorry, can I take a moment of your time, please?
Yeah, sure.
Just want to show you this Coca-Cola Small World Machine campaign.
Yeah.
Just let you know what you think about it and just have a few questions for you after. Thanks. Show the two different cultures here quickly. Just talk about the actual conflict. Actually separated. It actually started in March 2013. Showing day-to-day life in India and Pakistan, basically. So actually, that's the actual vending machine that communicates. You see that at the moment. See, that's the thing of Delhi.
Yeah. The whole idea of actually touching hands, it's like communicating with each other.
So you have to communicate different countries.
This is what we're supposed to do, right? We're going to take minor steps so that we are going to solve bigger issues.
So what did you actually think of that?
I think it's a good idea. It brings two different cultures as such together and joins them together.
Basically, right, this was promoted mainly through social media websites.
Yeah.
How else do you reckon they could have actually made the campaign awareness a bit bigger?
Mostly they can use billboards and television and print and other methods like that. But I also think that social media allows a wide range of audience to be found. So yeah, I think it's good on social media, but obviously it's more targeted towards when it's on television.
Alright, well thank you for your time.
Excuse me, sir. Hi, can I just show you a campaign on Coca-Cola between India and Pakistan? And just let me know what you think of it.
Okay, sure.
So the beginning starts with in Lahore and in New Delhi, okay?
Okay.
And he's talking about how they've always had problems between both countries. Yeah? Yeah, these are the machines that were kept in both countries, yeah? Right, can you let me know what you think of the campaign?
It seems like a very good idea, trying to bring two nations together through the use of Coke. I think that it's a very good ad.
Alright, thank you very much.
Love the accents, bro.